Hey my beautiful saucies, it's your girl Exotical Sauce back at you with another video, and today I want to talk about Cindy's Villa. Cindy's Villa is one of my favorites. I do like this channel. She does TikTok compilations and she has some interesting topics on here, but today I happen to scroll past and see this one video entitled Biracial Nurse Blasted for coming for black female nurses. So in this video, this young lady made a TikTok complaining basically about the same thing I made a video before a few months ago, and that is how hooded out these nurses are looking lately. She put her focus mainly on makeup, hair, and nails, and she was talking about how it's ghetto looking and it's causing the profession, the nursing profession in general, to lose respect of the doctors and the patients. And she was saying that it just looks bad and it's unprofessional, right? And I agree with her 1000%. Long exaggerated nails with textured embellishments, big huge lashes and lots of heavy eye makeup, long exaggerated nails and long exaggerated wigs with the exaggerated edges. That stuff does look ghetto. It screams drag queen, it screams thirsty, it screams male-centered. I'm desperate for attention. Please, some male doctor somewhere look at me, please. Some male patient, anybody look at me. It screams insecure. But I thought it was interesting that Cindy's Villa decided to include this particular TikToker's racial identity in the title, because I don't know what her identity as a biracial woman has to do with her opinion about the style of dress that a lot of the nurses are choosing, any more than her saying that that shit is ghetto has anything to do with black female nurses. But hit dogs holler, right? So guess who answered her when she said the shit is ghetto? Black nurses. Oh, she wants to say N-word so bad. She's prejudiced. She's a colorist. She doesn't like black people. I bet you, I even saw a comment in Cindy Villa's on her video where somebody said, oh, I bet she has a white mommy. All these things just because she stated her opinion on TikTok. Now these women are trying to dox this woman, and now they're trying to get her fired, according to one of the other TikTokers that stitched her video. It was another Exotical that told her that, hey, look, they're looking to get you fired. They're looking to contact your they're looking to dox you and contact your job to get you fired. But black women, black people in general, can literally get on any app they want to, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, whatever, and make videos where they have all kinds of smoke for every other community, the Mexicans or the Hispanics in general, the Indians, the Arabs, white people, the MAGAs, Trump supporters, whoever. They can get on whatever platform they want. They can state their opinion however they want to state it. They can call white women bees and hoes and whatever they want to say, because it's their opinion. They feel like they're right, and they feel that they want to get on the platform and state their opinion, and they want to state it however they feel like stating it. But this woman who's biracial happened to use the word ghetto, and all of a sudden all hell breaks loose. They're trying to dox her, they're trying to get her fired, and I think that's just the biggest violation and the biggest problem is the fact that she's biracial, and she had the nerve to point out something that black women are doing in the workplace, and she's saying, hey, this shit is ghetto. And it is ghetto. It's ghetto as hell. And they really didn't have, like, all the people that stitched her video really didn't have an intelligent rebuttal. They were really reaching, in my opinion. All they could say was, oh, well, don't you have your nails done? Don't you have your makeup on? And is this you? Well, yeah, she had her nails done, but they were professionally done. They were tastefully done. She had her makeup on. It was still professionally done. It was not great big ass bat wing lashes and huge long nails with textured embellishments on them that's going to pop the gloves when you try to do a procedure, when you try to clean someone's behind, because that's what they do in the hospitals. And I'm not trying to be gross, but they change briefs, they change people's shitty asses. They have to wipe shitty asses in the hospital, and if you get feces and blood and different kind of bodily fluids in those embellishments, embellishments or underneath the nail, it's difficult to clean it between patients, and a lot of times they don't have time to. Sometimes the nails are so long or pointy, depending on the style, they do pop the gloves. And as far as the bat wing lashes, well, I mean, I work in the medical field too. I'm a first responder, so we do have to slide people over from bed to bed, from stretcher to stretcher, and sometimes the skin shavings on those people are as fine and as small as little particles of dust. You can barely see them, but they can attach themselves to your makeup, to your lip gloss, to your eyeshadow, to your eyeliner, and that is unsanitary as fuck. People have health precautions, droplet precautions for people who have the flu, people who have COVID, people who have tuberculosis, people who are under contact precautions. Those are people who have C. diff. If you don't know what that is a very contagious bacteria that is in the intestinal area, digestive tract of the patient, and it's very painful. And you don't want that. People have MRSA. People have all kinds of things in the hospital. The hospital is the most unsanitary place on the planet. And so you want to dress in a way that is, conducive for you to do your job. Of course, you want to look nice, because don't get me wrong, I get it. Women are women, people are people. People have different personalities and they want to express themselves in a number of different ways. You can change up your hair, change up your makeup colors, your nails, and all those things. I get that part. People don't want to just be, they want to express themselves. They want to express themselves through the jewelry and the makeup and all that stuff. But in the medical field, you do have to think about whether or not is that safe for you, or could it cause harm, or you might have to wear extra PPE. And depending on what's going on in the hospital, you may not have time to put on extra PPE or keep getting extra gloves, because, like doubling up, tripling up on gloves, because your nails keep popping the gloves. It is a professional setting. At the end of the day, you are over someone else's health care. And one thing I noticed, that whenever someone calls out Black people in particular, they start coming up with all different kinds of ways to deflect and to try to guilt trip somebody. Oh, you're just tearing us down, and we have so many other things in the medical profession to think about besides someone's hair and someone's makeup. But then they can go on and on and on and on and on about biracial women and light-skinned women, and how light-skinned and biracial women are causing them problems and replacing them and all these other things. And I don't know. It's just a bunch of double standard bullshit. This lady is 100% correct. It is not professional and it is not sanitary. But there is a flip side to it, because if you're going to talk about hair and lashes and makeup, I guess you do have to talk about some nurses who have their hair dyed with rainbow colors, purple, canary yellow, green, blue, and all different kinds of colors. But as a biracial woman, she knows both communities. She's familiar with the white community and the Black community. So who would be the one most likely stuck with the stigma? It would be most likely the Black community, because who's always making videos on every platform known to man about how the odds are stacked against them for being Black, and the world is against them and nobody likes them because they're Black people. So if you wear extra exaggerated, wigs and nails and stuff, you're going to be stuck with the stigma regardless of what the white people do. So all the whataboutism stuff and all the deflection is pointless. And a lot of Black people want to have it both ways. It reminds me of a point that a light-skinned historian made on one of his videos a while back, where he brought up a good point about a lot of Black people want to hold on to Blackistan tendencies and still have it both ways. They want the respect of, the businessman or someone who dresses and acts professionally, but they want to still dress hood, talk hood, walk hood, whatever, and be ghetto and hold on to the Blackistan tendencies at the same time. Another thing that stood out to me was that one of the TikTokers that stitched the original video said something extremely male-centered, like, "Oh, well, what's wrong with you, honey? What's wrong with spicing it up? What do you don't want? You don't want anybody. You're mad. Nobody's looking at you." Then there was another lady that pointed out, like, "Oh, well, I don't know why you're tearing us down. We shouldn't be tearing each other down as women." The reason why everybody is leaving nursing in general is because women keep tearing each other down, and that's not why people are leaving. People are leaving because they don't want to wipe ass and do all that gross stuff, dealing with bodily fluids and patients that are sick. That's why people are leaving. They underestimated the profession itself and the qualifications for the profession. A lot of women flock to the medical field in general because they want to bag a doctor, or they want to, they know nursing, you can make a lot of money. And that's a lot of reasons why people flock to that profession, because the money you make in it, but they don't really want to be bothered with the patients or the things that you have to do. You have to dress bed sores and deal with patients and patients' families, and you also have to be accountable. It's a lot of stress. You have to deal with the doctors, and you have to deal with the families, the patients. It's a lot of stress involved. You have to wipe ass. You have to clean people up. You have to change people. You have to deal with fussy patients that are non-compliant, and sometimes nurses get abused. So that's why a lot of people leave the profession. It's because of, not to mention hospital politics, the affairs that go on, things that people say, the rumors that get started. It's a lot of politics in the medical field, just like any other field. And a lot of women can't cope with it. They can't deal with it. They don't want to deal with it. They don't want to get COVID shots. Back in COVID, during COVID, they didn't want to get. A lot of nurses didn't want to get COVID vaccinations. So a lot of them left nursing because of that too. Not because of, oh, quote unquote, we're tearing each other down. They've been doing that. They've been tearing each other down. Like the older nurses that's been there for 30 or 40 years don't like the younger nurses. Different nurses on, like, say somebody on the surgical unit, they may not like the ER nurses, or the ER nurses may not like the dialysis nurses because they don't, quote unquote, work as hard as they do. They've been tearing each other down, and black women have been participating in those discussions and in those kind of gossipy discussions or gossipy circles, the same as anybody else. They all talk shit about each other, and they all keep up a bunch of politics. Not to mention the fact that nurses have to deal directly with the doctors and the nurse managers on the floor. They have to deal with the social workers. They can't act on their own. They have to go operate under the directive of the doctors, and they have to stay within protocol. They have to remember and understand the hospital protocol. Keeping in mind that the doctors and the nurse managers may be assholes, they may be breathing down their necks, they may not be the nicest people to deal with, and that's a stress right there. Then you have families, people come in there, they're angry, they want to fight, and the nurse is the low-hanging fruit. She's the first one that they see, and she usually catches the brunt of the abuse from the patient, their families, and everyone else that wants to argue. So all in all, I really think that this woman makes some really good points about the style of dress, or the way in which a nurse dresses. I'm as girly as the next woman. I love my nails. I love my manicures and pedicures. I like my makeup. But there's certain settings I just can't wear it because it may be harmful to myself. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys next time. Have a good day.